Your parkour roles is stopping you from becoming a better athlete, and I'll prove it to you. My name is Alexander Robinson. I'm a professional parkour athlete with over 20 years of experience in commercials, performance, coaching, and mentorship. Every week, I run a global challenge called Skill Quest, where we post 3 different levels of parkour skills from beginner to pro for you to go out and give them a try. In this video, we are doing a live stream and reviewing everybody's Skill Quest submissions of the week and giving them tips and tricks on how they can improve. If you want to get involved, it's totally for free. Just click the link down below or head over to parkour360.com and be part of the global challenge. Let's get into the live stream. All right, we're here with Skill Quest. We're live on episode number 12. Let's get straight into it. And so, this week we were focusing on rolling. And so, everybody who has done rolls this week, well done. So keen to give them a go. For level 1, if you're here new on Parkour 360, you can find all of our weekly challenges that is pinned to the top. And we give you all of the focus of the week here. So, this week we were focusing on rolls. I want to see for level 1, rolling on grass. For level 2, rolling on concrete. And then level 3, we were looking at dive rolls. There are some extra notes this time. For one, I want to see that you are entering and exit your role with speed. So making sure that you're just not stopping, because if you stop with your parkour rolls, well, that's very inefficient. You just want to keep on moving. And note number 2, you can also jump off things to initiate the roll. Yep, because in parkour, you're not always on the floor. Sometimes you can jump off something into your roll. I have the video explainer here, which you can click and it'll show you exactly what that looks like. And then you can watch last week's Skill Quest review, the previous one there. A lot of really cool interactions this week. I find that a lot of people were interested in parkour roles, the fundamentals. So that was really cool. I think for the next challenges coming ahead, I will be based on more of the fundamentals, but then find a little bit of harder challenges for each of the fundamentals. So breaking them really, really down. All right. So let's head over to the skill quest of the week and see who's been posting. It's number 12. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Nice. I think that's a record. Woo! Awesome, awesome. Let's start with Marlo. Didn't have a grass at the spot, but found soft fall. That's great. Grass or something soft is all we need. What is we doing here? Oh, he's using a swing. Ah, very interesting. Oh, okay. That was a forward roll into a kip up. I wanted to see a roll. This is a completely different skill, but Marlo, to be able to do a kip up, impressive. That's actually really cool. And so, as part of Skill Quest, as you can probably come to tell, our focus is to give you the skill, and then you go out and you try different ways to execute this skill. Wow, Marlo, with the rolling on concrete, I wonder how that feels. You got to tell us how that feels to roll on concrete. Did he say something? No, just a simple shoulder roll on concrete. Coming in nice and strong. Let's break it down. Coming in, I would say you're dropping into your elbow a little bit too early and you're a little bit bent. The problem with that is that your head's a little bit too close to the floor. I would straighten your arms out first, making sure that you're producing a nice triangle with your arms, keeping this arm nice and straight, lock in your shoulders, and then go for the roll. Almost like a dive roll, but the stronger your shoulders, the less like you're such a you're in a ball shape at the moment. I would elongate out a little bit. Yes, it's also a little bit hard as well because you're on concrete. So it might just hurt a little bit more, but it's safer just in case you go a little bit too fast and run out of it. You sort of jogged out of it. Other than that, that worked out. That looks safe. What do we have here? This is level 3 for the dive roll. Yeah, very nice. Oh, you could have vaulted out over the second rail there. Boom. Very good height. Look at that. So coming in, stepping. Yeah, you can see his hands are ready to take that impact, pointing it out, Boom. This is what I mean with straight arms. You should be doing this almost on concrete as well because this is safer. Although you're taking more impact, it's actually just safer for you. Coming in, dropping onto your shoulder, rolling out to the other side, placing your hand to stand up. I would love to see you have kept moving to the other side and flowing all the way through. Other than that, what a juicy dive roll. I rate that. Also, I rate your aspect ratio that you have right here. This is cool. This is cinematic. I love it. It's like look at that. Look at that aspect ratio. That would be like a 2:4:3 or something like that. Cool. I rate that. That's super cool. Joshua with his what do we have? It is a tough skill, but fun. Yeah, I've been reading all of you guys. You're saying it's a tough skill, but it's a fundamental skill. It's one of the most important things to learn in parkour because if you are going to bail out on anything, you'll always need to roll. And so it's interesting. I find this very interesting. The tough part, I notice sometimes I slam my hips or shoulders when I do a forward roll, especially with the dive roll. I think I just need more practice to improve the roll, or I can take a look at that. It all comes down to depending on how you place your hands, your triangles, and how you are dropping onto your elbow and shoulder. It's literally the initial start on how you finish with your back. Proud moment, hitting a dive roll. Yes, good. You did level 3. It took over 20 tries, but overall I got it. I hope it counts. My respect for people who've mastered this move. It is a skill you can definitely fully master. People do massive dive rolls. Dive rolls, almost like precisions. They use dive rolls to do the skill. Really cool. Definitely need more practice, but overall, I feel proud for doing all of the rolls. Tip: find your entry point. What's the easiest and doable for the point to start? I noticed I wanted to dive over a bigger boulder to make the dive roll count, but I couldn't. But I think I could have really hurt myself. It was far above my skill level. I chose a smaller boulder to dive roller. I want to build my skills, not execute my ego. Bro, that's exactly what parkour is all about. You saw that there was a bigger boulder, but you couldn't do it. And you went for something smaller. And then in the future, we can go back to this because we're going to circle around roles a little bit more in the future again. And then you can go back and be like, oh, I remember when I did skill quest number 12, we were doing dive rolls. And now we're on like skill quest number 80. We're back at rolls. I've been doing parkour for over a year. This time I can do the bigger boulder. And then you do it. Bro, we could do like befores and afters. Oh, you're gonna be amazing. This is also exactly the way I love to see the description. I love that he put the tough part, proud moment, and also any tips. Because here, as part of the parkour community, we're helping each other. And so here, yeah, look at that. People love this. Let's take a look. Which one is this one? He's got the boulder. Oh, nice roll. And you did a tic tac as well. That's cool. Now, this is creative. This is what I like to see. So I set the challenge of just doing a shoulder roll on the grass, and then he's taken it and done a tic tac. Very good. And then coming down here, you're in this position, you're in a small, cramped up position. If I put a straight line from your head to your hands are directly below you. In this position, you do not have enough opportunity for you to absorb the momentum as you roll out because your hands are below you. I recommend putting your hands further above your head. So you're creating almost a straight line from your back to your head to the floor with your hands. Right now, you're on an angle, so move your hands a little bit further in front and it'll be a smoother exit. So almost essentially more of a dive roll out in this situation. On concrete, you would feel that that was a little bit under with your hands, but on grass, it's a little bit more forgiving. But that was cool. That's a cool skill. On the highway as well, he just saw a bunch of boulders and being like, yeah, I can roll off that. Love it. That's exactly it. Rolling on concrete. Yeah, nice. Yeah, the same thing here. you're tucking really deep into your roll first, and you can see how small and cramped up you are. I recommend just like giving yourself more space. Like you're really, really tight here. Your hands and feet are so close together. Yeah, rolls require speed for it to feel better, and because you're sort of yeah, you're just stepping in and then going straight to the floor. Although it's a beautiful roll and it looks really good, a lot of the time you wouldn't be using rolls like that. So I would have loved to seen some sort of like jumping in, moving in, a bit of speed. And then that's where you can be like, oh, this is how I use my roll. My rolls are meant to absorb big impact or big movement, not small stuff like this. I think in the future, I'll make it a little bit more clear on certain tasks like that. But that was very good. I just want to take a look at my rolls. Yeah, so here's an example. I'm looking at my rolls here. Obviously, I've jumped off something so I can get more momentum, and my hands are not directly below my head. They're in front because I am leaning out forward to do the roll, which then allows me to roll out of it, and I always run. Clipped it earlier, but you can see I'm in a sprint position to keep on running. The same with jumping off something on even on concrete. I go for the jump, two hands, two hands. I see that you went with one hand and try to drop onto your elbow. I don't recommend doing that because then you are dropping into your shoulder too quick and then sprinting out. Always try and sprint out of them. Always a good habit to do so. And then for your dive rolls, as when we go to dive rolls, I want to make sure both your hands and feet are off the floor at the same time. And you can see my hands are in front of my head. They're not below my head, they're in front. Those are little tips and tricks for you to get better of your rolls. Let's go back to Josh. Let's see if his dive rolls are nice and long. Ooh, okay. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Yep, getting used to dive rolls is a scary thing. Yeah, hands and feet are off the floor for just a slight second, almost like 4 frames there. Um, Here, very good. I would say you would want to just be a little bit straighter. I feel like um, you've got height, which is good, but now you want to get distance. And because of distance, it means that you just get to, yeah, your hands are below your head a little bit. Open up your shoulders, reach out further, try aim for further in the grass area. They'll be able to then do dive rolls. You're spotting with your eyes to go further. Boom. Very good though. I can see the bigger boulder here. I assume that's the bigger one that you want to go over. Yeah, you want to. I would love to be able to put a ruler on your back and try and make it as straight as possible. Those are that's where you can start seeing your shapes. And so, for example, being able to see the shape of your dive roll here. Like if you are in the air, if I had my legs more together, you should be able to see that it's super straight. And then from there, you can go really far. Nice. Oop, oop. All right. Joshua, amazing. I rate it. Fully rated. Bobby, welcome, Bobby. This is your first time. Peter, I think his dad, is posting on behalf of his son, which is awesome. I'm so so cool to see that. parents are getting their kids involved. Oh, he's gone back and posted all of them. Yeah, nice. That's so cool. Okay, great. Hi everyone, my name's Peter. I'll be posing on behalf of my son Bobby. He's 10 and he's from Brisbane. And we've been training parkour since he was 7, 7, 8, 9, 10, 4 years. 7, 8, 9, 10, 3 years. Yeah, nice. Level 1. This is our first post. So still trying to work out what we're doing. I could only post one video, and that was level 1, but then they figured it out. So they go to the next one. Still very sketchy on rolls on concrete, so still practicing on yoga mat at the moment, so something to work on. Nice. He loves dive rolls on grass, sands, and mats, and seems to be very confident with them. Lovely. Some stuff that I've seen Bobby do, you can see he's been edited. Some stuff that I've seen Bobby do is that he's actually really good at flips. So he's been training indoors for a while and has a lot of indoor parkour, indoor flipping training. But we here at Parkour 360, we prioritize outdoor parkour training in the real world, real environment, and so we don't really do that much flips. It's something that's a lot of pro athletes will get into, and we will get into in the future. But for now, I want to what is it? Prioritize fundamentals, and so let's take a look at these. Oh. Look, he's even built himself his own vault box. Hey! He's got his own vault box. That's sick, dude. He's got a vault box. He's got a air track and a vault box. What a dedicated kid for his parkour. What an awesome parent. Good job, Peter. Nice Kong vault. Firstly, I gotta rate his Kong vault, bro. Like, look at that. Arms in, good pop, coming in strong, nice landing. You can see, look, look, his arms are in front. He dived out to do his roll because he had momentum. Rather than putting his hands below his head, tucking in. All I would say in this is that I can see his hands are split apart. I would love to see the triangle format and keep your hands closer together. The only reason why we do that is so it's easier to tuck your chin in and you don't hit your head on the floor. It's the worst thing you can do. And he runs out of it. Oh, dude, 10 out of 10. Well, except for the hands. 9 out of 10. Bobby, that was awesome. Let's see here. Oi, there's the dive roll. There's the dive roll. You can see the pop. Boom. So I know there's a pop because he does a back kick. So watch his back leg. Bang. Where he levitates for a second. Look at that. Boom. Pops. That is his pop. But he didn't pop for so long. He popped, but still falling. And so I can see here, you can see his hands go up and pops. And where is it? Bang. That's the pop right there. And then because he didn't pop more with his shoulders and his feet, he only levitated off the floor for a few frames. But that's okay. I would say here you can see his legs are very far apart from each other. If we can try and close that gap, you would be able to also travel further. Boom. Yeah. Boom. I can watch. Good dive rolls. I think you hit your head a little bit. Yeah, you did. All right. I can see you've hit your head on the floor. The reason for that is look at that. You're coming in as a handstand. This is what I mean by when you have your hands below your head instead of in front of your head to roll. You're the way to slow down is to basically you're doing a handstand and falling into the roll, and his hands are apart from each other. And so he had to drop his shoulder, but his shoulder is so far away when he drops his head that his head would touch the floor. If your hands are together, you're in a more tucked position to save your head. So in this scenario, he hits his head on the floor, and you can see his arms are a little bit bent, and then he slaps the floor with his back. On grass, sure, this is not a problem. You can get away with this on like a gymnasium or like if you're a stuntman with like mats and stuff, it's fine. But if you do any of this on hard floor or surface whatsoever, you're going to have a little bit of a dizzy time. And so all I would recommend is just working with those triangles on your hands and making sure your hands are above your head. Yeah, nice. Okay, good. Lovely. So just because he doesn't have just because he's a little bit um weary on doing it full on concrete, he still used the yoga mat. That's fine. So let's see here. Nice. Yeah, coming in again, his hands are where his heads are, way too below. I would just say, even if you put your hand just a little bit more in front, and then coming up, and then finishing, sprint out of it. Boom. Yeah, good. Good roll. Good roll. I would love to see you enter that roll with a little bit more speed. Whether you do like you just jump into it or you drop off something, you can run, do a plyometric, up to you. Other than that, very, very good. All I can say with my tip is just to make sure that you are placing your hands a bit more in front. Your dive roll, you hit your head, so you just want to be careful with that. Damon, first time. Well done. Welcome. First clip glass roll. I wanted to go off the rail above. Wait, what? I wanted to go off. I wanted to go off the rail above, but they put mesh there, so it's not possible anymore, and got forced to go from really low down, so it doesn't look high up at all. Takeoff is really awkward and sideways, so it took looks awkward and janky. There isn't a platform to properly take off from. Otherwise, notes for this and others. Since it's on grass, you can easily just melt into the roll. Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. That's why on grass it's a lot more forgiving. I would say for grass, never feel afraid to go straight into the roll instead of landing a bit first. Then roll. I like to roll on concrete. For grass, just fall straight into the roll by falling forward over the center of your gravity and use your arms to pull yourself forward. Yep, pulling rather than falling straight down. Yeah, never fall straight down. Even he said so, but I've got to see your clip. Second clip, dive roll. What? No, third clip. Whatever. Second clip is meant to be concrete roll. Tricky run up because of the spacing, so certainly a shuffle, half fidgety step up, otherwise easy and light. Got to see it. Third clip, concrete roll. This one I didn't jump and fall out far and instead fell straight down. Oh no, which is why it looks really blunt and weird. Oh no, mainly because concrete can hurt to roll with a lot of force. So I would just say to be mindful. Yes, it can still hurt. So the most important thing that I would explain about parkour is that doing parkour, especially on concrete, you are still doing impact. You are still doing low impact, medium, and high impact. Regardless of what situation you are in, if you are going to do a roll or some sort of bail, it's still going to hurt a little bit because you're still doing impact. You're still hitting the floor with your body, but it's better than falling over and really hurting yourself. So, for example, if you jumped off something, here, perfect. He jumped off that into a juicy roll. If that was concrete and he jumped off it and didn't know how to roll and he just fully body slammed himself instead of rolling and he just like landed, you would really hurt yourself. Or you can do a parkour roll and you would still feel the floor hit your body, but it would be less painful than just body slamming. So I will always say with parkour, impact, you will still feel it. It shouldn't hurt, but you should feel yourself, your bones and your muscles hitting the concrete. And you'd be like, oh, I can feel it. It does feel a bit weird, but it's better than bailing and just landing on your face. So that's that's the whole point. But this is a juicy one. Take a look at that. Bang, boom. Very good. Nice big jump into your roll. Yes. Nice. Coming in. Nice. Ooh, I think you hit your head there. And again, his hands are way too close. His chin should already be tucked in. His hands are way too close to his chest. Your hand should be out a little bit more. And that's why I feel like you probably hit your head. So I would still do a little bit of a dive roll there. I can see there's a pattern here. Ooh. All right, same car park. We're gonna do dive rolls. Ooh, over the thing. Oh, he's got a combo. Oh, sweet. Ah, got a combo going. So he monkey up to roll out. Ooh, very cool. Coming out, good dive roll. So I can see both his hands and feet are off the floor at the same time. So that is a dive roll. He comes in and ooh, this is a little bit of a forward roll and you hit your head for sure. You banged your head hard, bro. Look at that. Again, where's your triangle? And then rolling out. It was a bit of you rolled fully over your spine. Oh man. Oh man. Oh look, it worked. It worked. It feels safe. It is totally fine. All I'm doing is I'm just critiquing on your technique. I just want to make sure that you are fully safe. But if this works out and you feel safe, well then that's fine. And so that's good. What do we have here? Oh, he's jumping off something. Ooh. Oh, you got the pole in the way. Let's see if I can bang, boom. Mate, mate, what? Like, you rolled exact. I can't even. How am I going to give you critique? The pole is in the way. What is this? What is that? How do I think he knows? He knows that I would be critiquing it and giving him buzz about it, and he's hiding behind a pole. And he runs out. Look, you came in, you came out. That's all I care about. Looks good. If it feels safe, if it feels good, good job. Looks like a dope spot, actually. Look at that. Where is this? I want to know. Tell me. I could train at this spot. Beautiful. Well done. All three. All right, here we go. Benji ticked off the dive roll. 1 and 2. Inward dive roll. Flip land shoulder roll. Kong into 360 dive roll and 2 other 360 clips. Dope, King. Hey, nice. I love these. Doink. Oh, I love them. I'll let you guys watch this a few times. I'll get these tutorial this tutorial. I'll teach you guys in the future. Beautiful, fun role. Is it necessary? Not whatsoever, but it is freaking cool. Yes, it is just a cool move. Yeah, nice. Flipped into the roll. I want to see your rolls. Coming down, hand out in front, coming out, rolling. Cool. I would put your other hand down. As in like your arm with the sleeve on it, with the red sleeve. You can put that down to try and push and help you get up and run. Yeah, just extra momentum. Nice. I can't really say much about Benji. He's been doing parkour for so long. He's one of the OGs. Um, and he just goes out and does really cool creative stuff. Oh, bro, come on. You got it. These are awesome. Yes. Yes. And you did a 360 dive roll over the vault box. Boom. Boom. What a combo and a half. I love this. Bang. Coming in. Boom. Spots the floor. Nice. Coming down, I'll keep your hands a little bit closer together and I would straighten out your legs. You're coming in a little bit of a squatty squat. I think it would just look nicer. Yeah, you're coming in a squat position. Like here, it looks cooler because, yeah, you see how you're straight. So because you're coming in straight, your legs and everything just look so much nicer coming out of it. Yeah. With your legs straight, your 360 dive rolls is awesome. Coming in, spotting the floor, and then your legs are straight coming down, absorbing the landing, coming up. Your hands are a little bit straight down. If you can get them a little bit further in front, I would say that would help absorb. Because look, you are now almost falling onto your shoulder rather than rolling down your arm, which means that your right arm can be a little bit further in front just to help absorb that impact. Other than that, that looks sick. I can't really say much. It looks nice and smooth. I just think that it would be a little bit nicer on your back, especially if you try to do that outdoors. Bro, that's sick. That's what a sick clip. Broby, what do we have? Level one, two, three. I found rolling on concrete was difficult, but others was good. Let's see what we got here. Oh, got a little bit of flow. Oh, nice. What a what an awesome building. Look at that. Started off with a table flow, monkey up and roll out. Really cool. With your roll, you started your roll really nice and tight. I would sort of still dive out a little bit more just so that you don't feel so squishy in that position and then run out. Really cool. I like the little extra flow that you added on there. I always love to see that. And your rolls are looking really good. This is your second skill quest. So hands in, yeah. Just make sure that you are just pushing out a little bit more. Yeah, perfect. Keen. What do we have here? Oh, on concrete. Yep, okay, concrete, you would definitely feel it on concrete. Oop, boom. Ah, bit of a sideways roll there. Yeah, I think you're very, very new to parkour, so this is all good. This is where we practice. You get to feel it. And so coming down onto the floor here. Yeah, okay. I can see your right arm. You've got your left hand to slow you down, but your right arm is actually coming in for the elbow, as you can see here, coming in and you're dropping your elbow and you're rolling over your elbow. Make sure you always still do the triangle to help you roll and absorb. You're placing your hand down and then you're trying to run out. Yeah, very good. On concrete, the slower you are on concrete, the more you will feel the concrete. It's sort of this weird thing where if you are faster, it might be scarier, but you flow through it better. The slower you are, the heavier you are, the more you feel the concrete. Usually, I would say 90% of the time in parkour, speed is your friend. Go fast, commit to it, the movement will feel better. Yeah, yep. That was good. Good job. I would just say go a little bit faster and use your triangles. Hey, nice dive roll onto something. Boom. Good. With your dive rolls, I recommend not jumping off 2 feet at the same time. I would recommend jumping off 1 foot at this 1 foot at a time, just so that you can create the pop between the two legs. One jumps off the floor and one back kicks, and usually you can jump further and dive roll much further if you had a one leg start. Two legs for certain scenarios, but for this one specifically, I would still do one leg. Very good though. You threw your arms up, and yep, for a split second, both hands and feet are off the floor into your dive roll. Coming straight down. Look, your hands are together. Very good. And you can drop your elbow and rolling into it. Very nice. Actually, that was a very, very nice roll. I would say, oh, that roll was really, really good roll. Boom, boom, boom. Just your jump. If you can jump off with one leg instead of two, that you would also dive roll further. That's really cool. Well done. That's all three for Broby. Beautiful. A bit late. Don't worry. You still made it. Um, Roll on concrete was slightly unplanned as I overshot the running pre, but wanted to get more comfortable rolling on concrete. So, as I feel like it looks better in situations like this than animal landings or ground kongs. Yep. So other safety landings that we do for impact, you can do animal landings or ground kongs. There are other ones as well, but rolling is just one of them. In the future, we will do and we'll get into other ones. Dive roll. One was a bit scary because it was a thread of the gap, but the trick is just to line it up and stay as straight as possible. Second dive roll was a little scary, but ultimately chill, going downwards on a ledge. Oh, we got two dive rolls. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, straddle, bang. Ah, in a line into your roll. Bang, cool. Straddle, stride, and step, and then roll. Haha, perfect. I think this is what I meant. So he did not plan to fall, he fell by accident. And instead of just doing a ground kong or any other movement, he naturally went into a roll. So this was an accident skill quest. And as you can see, he used a parkour roll in order to save himself from this drop. Really cool. This is why we do our safety. So it comes in, drops pretty high, actually. Pretty high drop. There you go. Look at this. Jaden, 10 out of 10. His hands is in a triangle, or his hands are really close together, and also in front of his head, not below his hands, in front. And so, because of that, he's able to drop his shoulder and roll out of it. This is the position there. This is the position I want to see everybody in. Their hands, like I can draw a ruler from his back to his hands and it's basically straight. Not bent, but like as straight as possible. Perfect. 10 out of 10. Execution right there. Oh, thread the needle. Jaden out here with his MacArthur parkour community. He goes out and teaches kids on how to do parkour in his local community, and this is so cool. And he's just inspiring the kids right here to do dive rolls through something. And then the roll afterwards. That's cool. No one's done a thread dive roll yet, so you'll be the first. Coming straight through, legs together to make sure that it doesn't clip. You definitely don't want to clip. And then rolling out. Nice. Juicy. I love it. Really cool. Really, really cool. I would actually like to see it the other way. Probably so that I can see you rolling towards us rather than rolling away. It would also look nice on camera as well. Ooh, that's cool. Dive roll down. Yep, nice straight arms. Here, this is a good position to see. His hands are over to the side, one side of his body. So we know for a fact that by just looking at this frame, I can 100% guarantee that he'll be rolling over his right shoulder because he's going to drop that elbow and roll over his right shoulder and then popping out. And he still runs out. He doesn't stop. The momentum keeps going. Boom. Yeah. Jaden absolutely nailed it. Bang! And that's everybody for skill quest number 12. Hey! Well done. We're going to be posting up the new skill quest this week. And this week's skill quest is all going to be about lazy vaults. So if you're new, come and join us. It's totally for free. I would love for you to get involved. Guys, enjoy, have fun, train hard, and I'll see you in the next skill quest. Adios.